All right, I'm back. Man, I got on here and my computer just started acting. Well, it wasn't my computer. It was trying to find Facebook, but I'm not connected. It didn't connect. So I'm back. I wanted to come on. I had some time preparing for my my 11 o'clock um, class with the Fretboard Freedom musicians. Um, and I had a really good conversation with a friend of mine who actually said that um, he wouldn't play certain guitars. He wouldn't play a PRS SE. He wouldn't play a Gibson Epiphone. He wouldn't play the Fender Mexicans um, made guitars, or he wouldn't play a Fender that was made in Japan. And I thought that was kind of weird. I thought that to be kind of weird because, um, as you can see over my shoulder, I have two PRS. One is a core, and the other one's SE. And I actually have many more SE core. I have different model Fenders. I have different model Gibsons, and I've played them all. And I guess I'm not sure, and I guess it's preference. But when a person say wouldn't be caught dead playing on one of those guitars, are the guitars that bad, or is there such a discrepancy between a SE model PRS and a core model? I knew back years ago there was a big difference. I noticed a big difference, and some of these, like the Fender Mexicans and um, the Epiphones and even the PRS guitars. But here recently, and I'm telling you, I've picked them up and I've done recordings with some of these instruments. And um, let me tell you something. The producers had no idea which guitar I was using. Or I would play different events, and people was thinking that I was playing American Standard Strat or a Gibson 335, and I could have been playing a Eastman 335 model, and they never knew the difference. So I'm not really sure where this is coming from, because my thought is this is just outside of the box of guitars or instruments. Just like a car, you can buy a Mercedes Benz, one of the highest Mercedes or a Ferrari or whatever, and then you can buy a Toyota Camry. And if you're trying to go to a destination, guess what? Both will get you there. One may feel a little bit more comfortable than the other, but they both will get you there. So my thing is, if you're not able to afford that luxury car, why not get a Camry? Because you're still going to get to your destination, and it's going to cost you a little less, but you'll still get there. And I kind of want to get your take on this stuff. What's your thought? What is your thought about the PRS SE models? What's your thought about the Gibson Epiphone? What's your thought about the Fenders? Because all of these companies are brilliant manufacturers, and yes, they did have to come up, and their quality have come up. Like I said, I have that SE model there. I have a few SE models that I absolutely love. I absolutely love, and when I play them, people are blown away by them. There are certain things that I will do, like on some SE model PRS SE models, I won't use their tuners. I'll order the lock-in tuners and replace the tuners, or I may replace a bone nut if it doesn't have a bone nut or something. But outside of that, I'm playing it. I'm playing it and I'm loving it. I love the feel. Um, if you ever watch me play on Sunday mornings, you'll see me play a semi-hollow special. You know, most people think it's a core. It's not. It's a SE model. Or I'll play what is it? Other guitar that I play a lot. I play this one. This Hollow Body 2. What's your thoughts? What do you think? What's your feelings on this when we talk about um, the SE models and the Squires or the Mexican made or the Gibson Epiphones? Do you own one? What's your thought? How are you liking it? And how, if you've had both, how do you compare? Like, there's a PRS, the Silver Sky, like I have over here. I have a core model and I have the SE model. I'm telling you, the DGT, there is a core model and there is a SE model. And I promise you, there are subtle differences, but the average person that's listening to you play that really don't know brands, they won't know the difference, man. As long as you put, laying it down the way you're supposed to lay it down, you playing it the way you're supposed to play it, you have a good amplifier or something, it works. It works. So, chime in. Let me know. I'm going to post your responses on here because I want people to see, because this is a weird, to me, it's a weird debate that I had with the gentleman. I won't call his name, but he's a great guitar player. And he flat out refuses to play a SE model, a Epiphone model, or a Mexican or Japanese Strat style guitars. What's your thought? Let me hear from you. I have a few people on here this morning. Hey, what's up, Mr. Jones? Let me see if I can get this to work. This is so small. I can make it bigger though. And it's not staying. He says, any guitar that is set up properly is good enough to play. I think preferences and brand has a lot to do with how a player hears. For example, I lean more towards jazz, so I would prefer Gibson. All right. I have, like, you're a jazz player, right, Mr. Jones? I have a George Benson Ibanez. I have 335. But I also have a Joe Pass Epiphone. Which guitar do you think that I would pick up first? Which guitar? Just take a guess and let me know which guitar do you think that I would pick up first. And I'm going to tell you, I promise, I'm going to be as honest as I can be. 335, a George Benson GB10, and a Epiphone Joe Pass. Which one you think? I'm waiting. I want to hear your thoughts. And I love jazz. I love jazz. You say the 335. Nope. I'll pick up this Joe Pass first. I got flat wounds on there. I think I put 12 to 54 on that guitar. I had it set up. And let me tell you something. It's one of the greatest feeling and greatest sounding jazz box that I can play. And I play some great ones. But I jump on that Epiphone quick before I grab the 335 or the Benson GB10. Yeah. So, I don't get it. I don't really get it. If it gets the job done, why not? Why not? But but like you said, everyone has their preference. But to the point where it said you won't, you wouldn't play one. So if you do a date, you out doing a date, Lord forbid that something happens to your instrument. Someone has a Mexican Strat, but your stuff is not working. You just don't work. You don't play it. Me, I'll grab it in a heartbeat and go to work. Don't get stuck on just the brand, or if you're able to afford a Gibson 335 or 175 or those other name brand instruments, go for it. Get it. Make it work for you. Make it work. Somebody put thumbs down. I understand. You don't have to agree with me. You just don't have to agree with me. But if it works, make it work. But state your opinion. Oh, I guess they changed it from thumbs down. Well, what's your opinion? Listen, we don't have to agree. And I'm not the type of person where if you don't agree with me, I think you're a bad person. No, nothing like that. It's okay to disagree. If your preference, because listen, like I have core models and I have SE models and I have Epiphones and I have one of my favorite guitars that I had, and I don't have it anymore. And it was a natural Fender Strat, and it had no finish on it. It was just like a natural. And I love that guitar because number one, it reminded me of one of my favorite guitar players, Jonathan Dubose, who plays like a natural 70 model Fender Stratocaster. So I got one. I couldn't afford back then. I couldn't afford the 70s model. I didn't have 1,500 or whatever they were asking for that guitar. So I found a Mexican made one. And I went out, and I was out on the road too. I went out on the road and I was playing that thing, and everybody swore. Actually, I didn't buy it. I was wrong. I did a clinic in Washington, D.C. I did a clinic in Washington, D.C., and a gentleman gave me that Mexican, no, yeah, it was a Mexican, that Mexican Strat. And I had it set up, and I started playing that thing, and I was playing it everywhere. Everybody's like, man, your tone is amazing. Your tone is killer. Oh my goodness, that guitar. And most guitar players, until I told them to flip it over and look at it, they did not believe it was a Mexican made Strat. I ended up giving it to a friend of mine who plays guitar. He plays bass and plays guitar, but he kept borrowing it, to do sessions and stuff. So I ended up letting him, have it. But I still have access to it if I want to play it. But that was a great feeling, great playing guitar. I think I even have either a video or picture or something of playing that guitar, and people be tripping. What's the difference between the Fender Players 2 versus the PRS SE custom models? Now, you doing apples and Brent, thank you for chiming in, but you're doing apples versus oranges, because when you talk about, are you talking about tone? Are you talking about quality build? Or what are you speaking on? Because I don't know if, let me think. So, oh, let me put it like this. PRS has a PRS SE Silver Sky. And then you have the Fender's Players 2, which is, I believe, is a Strat style guitar. I'm thinking. But if you're asking that question, I can't speak on the Fender Players 2 because I've never played one. But I've heard good things about them. I've heard good things about them. The PRS SE custom models are great. They are amazing. Like I said, the Silver Skies or the specials and all of that stuff that they have, the Swamp Ash, the DGT stuff, it's incredible. I tell anybody, I tell my friends, I said, listen, if you buy a PRS DGT and you don't like it, I'll buy it from you. That's how much I really believe in those guitars. I'll absolutely will buy it from you because I love them. I love those guitars, man. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it, but I just couldn't understand why this friend of mine would not play those guitars. And I think, if you're talking about 15, 20 years ago, I get it. Quality wasn't good, man. But if you look at some of these Epiphones now, man, those guys are building it and they're building them well. Or if you look at the SE models of PRS, outstanding. And the Players series for Fenders, I hear they're really good. They're really, really good. But I just kind of wanted to get you guys' take on it. What's your thoughts? I had a few minutes. How long have I been on here? 17 minutes. I'm gonna stay on like 30 minutes. Okay, let me read this. When you have to decide which guitar to take to an engagement, is your chief comfortable tone of versatility? Now, when I'm doing a date, it really depends on what am I doing. If I'm doing like a jazz type situation, I'm gonna grab a jazz type box. I'm gonna grab like a semi hollow or a hollow body guitar. If I'm doing like a wedding band, if I'm sitting in doing like a wedding band situation, then I'll grab something like the Silver Sky. But I'm thinking more tone first, and what is the job calling for? So if I'm doing like a wedding band situation, then I'm saying, okay, let me get something that's going to be super versatile, and that will kind of cut through the mix. So I'll grab that for the versatility. Now there are different guitars, I should say, because I have so many to choose from. I'm blessed. I really am blessed. So when I think about versatility, I can bring the Silver Sky, or I can grab the PRS Fiore, which has a lot. I mean, many, 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 many different phases that you can go to with that guitar. So that's what I'm thinking first. When I play at church, and I had this conversation with Eric Walls. It was last year actually. We was at NAM last year, and we was having dinner, and he said, we got on a discussion of guitars and whatnot, and he said that when he plays at church, he don't play humbuckers. He will always play something with a single coils, something like he plays Silver Sky most of the time now. So he will play a Silver Sky or a Strat style guitar. And I said, wow, I've never thought of it like that. So first, for me, to answer your question, Mr. Jones, it would be um, tone, and then versatility. Um, all of my guitars now are really comfortable. I choose it when I choose a guitar. I'm looking for all of that. That's why most of the time, if you notice, you never really see me play a telly. Do I have tellies? Yeah, I have one telly, and it's a great guitar. It's very super versatile, but I don't play it because I don't feel comfortable with it. I will record with it. Warren, what's good? You said it don't matter what brand you play. You make any guitar sound amazing. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But what about you? What about you guys? Is it a preference? Do you guys like, you say I have to have um, I have to have a PRS core model, or I have to have a Fender um, core model made in America, or Gibson. It has to be a Les Paul. Can't be a studio, because I know people who won't play a studio. They won't even play a studio, Gibson studio. It has to be like a Les Paul custom, or um, the higher end models. And I get it. I get that you like what you like, but not to the point where you won't play it. You won't play them, because I can guarantee you, as long as, like someone was saying, I think Mr. Jones or Brent was saying, as long as the guitar is set up properly, its intonation is set up properly, you should be good to go. You should be good to go. Am I wrong? Now, now, I am going to kick myself for saying this. And most of you who know me, if you know me, really know me, when it comes to amplifiers, I am a snob, and I have a absolutely, positively disgust for a Roland JC120. Now, when it comes to that, when it comes to that, I I refuse to play one of those. I shouldn't say I refuse to play. If at all possible, I'm not playing a JC120. I just don't like those amplifiers. Have I played it? Yes, even when I was touring with the Mighty Clouds, I played one, and I had changed the speakers, and then the amp weighed 37 tons. And I'm glad that um, we had a tech guy who carried our gear and whatnot. So I didn't have to wrestle with it, but that thing was a monster. Um, with the JC120, I think and it's just me. It's my preference. I like tubes over solid state. I just think that tubes are warmer when I'm listening and I'm feeling. Um, I think tubes are warmer, and I'm not a solid state type guy. I like tubes, and I think it came from me being a huge fan of Spanky, and Spanky would always play like a twin. And so when I was coming up as a young guitar player, I always wanted a twin. I wanted a tube amp. And then when I got older, I said, yeah, man, I think this is it. The tubes are it. So that's why. And then I thought that, I thought JC120 sound boxy. I know a few guitar players who play them that's killing them. And it's one of the great best choruses I've heard on anything. They came up with that Dimension C. Boss made that Dimension C chorus based off of the Roland JC120 built-in chorus. Jonathan Dubose played JC120. Alton Hollis played JC120. There's a few guys that I know that plays them, and they sound great, but they just don't work for me, and it might be all in my head. let me catch up with some of these comments too. Um, yeah, Spanky, that's my dude. That was my dude. He's still my dude. Um, Says I've been having a PRS special. I love it. To me, special has 12 different. Yeah. Now, yeah, I get it, Warren. I'm with you. I am with you 100%. All right. Brent Williams, I think it's almost like buying a luxury car, so people are more likely to buy a name instead of buying what feels good and sounds good, regardless of the name. Brent, I agree. Because I think one of the best built cars today are Toyotas. Um, and I think Lexus is part of that line, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just high end. But man, listen, a Camry, you can drive that till the wheels come off. But then you can get into Mercedes, or you can get into a Lamborghini, or one of those high end cars, and yeah, and I mean, you feel like you feel like first class. But when it's said and done, you still gonna get to point A, point B. What are some good pickups for Strat guitars? Looking to replace one I have now. Sounds real dark. Wow, that's surprising because most people who play Strat style guitars, their problem is Strats are too thin. Look at Fralins, Lindy Fralins, builder out of Richmond, Virginia. And you look at those are great. They have the blues, they have the vintage, they have different models. And between them, Fralins and Mojo Tone. Mojo Tone is another local company in North Carolina that custom winds pickups. So you can tell them what you're looking for, and they'll actually custom wind you a set of pickups. So Andrew, check them out. But Fralins, I would be quick to jump on the Fralins first. Okay, I love Fralin pickups. I do. All right, workhorses more or less. Yeah. Hey Troy, what's up? The guitar I play these days is a 70. Wow. Wow. Troy, you found you a 72. Is it American, Troy? Is that a American 72 Strat from a pawn shop? Woo! If you got I'm telling you, and I'm gonna tell you another guitar people sleep on is the mid '90s Fender Stratocasters made in Japan. I have a friend that is a touring musician with one of the biggest artists in the world. Um, he bought two Fender Japanese Strat in 90, I think like 95 or 96. My Fender 72 pawn shop is comfortable, versatile. Yeah. Is it American or is it a Mexican made? Because like I said, I had a Mexican Strat that had the big headstock. Um, Great guitars. I like the Fender Corona California ones as well too. But to me, listen, they all work. They all work. If it works for you, it works. If you're recording and your producer or your artist is happy, it works. If you play at a church and those folks are sitting out there, they work. It works. Huh, Nate, boy, you guys got some stuff. Don't let that stuff go. Don't let that stuff go. Those are great guitars, great builds. Um, Another brand that people sleep on. Another brand that people sleep on is Heritage. They look at them and they think, oh, Heritage, they just copying Gibson. Heritage is actually come out of the plant where Gibson originally was doing most of their major work in Kalamazoo, Michigan. When they split off, some of the workers went to Memphis or wherever they went, Nashville or wherever they moved to first. Then you had the people who stayed there, and the machines that stayed there, and the plant that stayed there, and that's where Heritage took up from that, and they built some amazing guitars. They have the 535, 575, all of those models, just like the Gibsons. Great guitars. Another great guitar is G&L Legacy or the S500. Both great guitars. Leo Fender, great guitars. A lot of people won't play those guitars because they're not familiar with them, but that's nice. I'm still looking to get that FM9 Turbo. Oh, you talked me into I'm telling you something, but I'm still keeping my Helix floor. Listen, I have the Helix floor, and it works for me. I have a Helix floor, and it works for me. I have the fractal stuff. Incredible. Had a conversation with a friend from Maryland, Dennis. Great friend of mine, great guitar player. And he sent me a video of him playing a DGT semi-hollow, and he was using the FM9. It was 12:30 last night, and I normally don't call people late like that, but he sent it late, and I couldn't hold myself. I called him. I said, "Hey man, you done made me angry. So your tones are killer." I mean, what he came up with, and all he did was tweak. I think he said Steve Lukather's patch in that FM9. It was incredible. Incredible. Great tones. So Helix floor, good. Line 6 just launched the Stadium. Some people love that, I've heard. Some people like Kemper. Some people like the Emmy models or the Boss stuff. The Tone Master Pro is a big thing. Digital stuff can sound real. Yeah, I get it, Nate. Yeah. I mean, it's good. Listen. I had one of the worst experiences of my life playing a multi-effects unit. I was subbing for my friend Joey Williams with the Blind Boys of Alabama, and I was using my pedal board. I was using stomp boxes with them, and I went to New Jersey. We had a concert in New Jersey, and a friend of mine, Walt Williams, who plays with Adam Blackstone, he plays guitar with Adam. Walt is a great guitar player. He came to the concert. I told him I was going to be there. He came, hung out with me. He bought his pedal board. I went to sound check, and I tried it, and we locked in some great tones. We locked in the best tones, Nate. I mean, I was like, ooh, oh, man. And I didn't know much about these boards then. But I was like, man, this is killer. This works. I'm so ready. I think Robert Cray was on that show and somebody else. And we got on stage, and a stage tech had unplugged the board and moved it. And he plugged it back in, and it went to default settings. It went to default. All the digital stuff that you hate was coming out. All the, listen, all the weird amps sounds. It's almost like somebody took their fingers and ran it down a chalkboard. You know that screech? That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Um, what did I do? Unplugged out of the pedal board, plugged directly into the amp, and played the rest of the show. That was it. And from that point until, yeah, I plugged directly into the amp. My boy Walt Williams was cracking up. He was screaming. He was screaming, laughing, because he could tell I was done on stage, because my look tells it all. I can't hide my look. My expressions are just there, you know. A lot of people are getting on me now, even when I do videos, says, "Oh, you don't look happy." I am happy, but that's just, you know, that's just the way I express my playing when I'm playing. I feel it, I love it, but I'm not like a Jonathan Dubose or those guys who just be grinning and screaming. I wasn't Derek Bennett. All those great guys, they have that great expression when they're playing. I'm focusing on what's going on all the way around me. So that's what I did. I plugged in and I told him, I said, I wanted to kick your pedal board off the stage. He laughed. But until a friend of mine here, actually two friends. One is a gentleman by the name of Mark Siegel. Mark Siegel. And he bought me, because had the studio back then, he bought me the Line 6 Helix. And I said, man, no, I'm not even thinking about plugging into this. Yeah, I said, I'm not thinking about even plugging into this board, man, because this is not what he said. He said, Kevin, you have to try it. So he began to play it, and it was cool. I was like, okay, it's cool. Then I went and did some research on it, and then one of my friends, we were getting ready, preparing for, the Musician Summit, and my friend L.A. Williams was coming in from Chicago, and he was going to be playing during the summit, and he bought his pedal board. It was a Line 6 Helix. And so we sitting in like the lobby area of my studio, big area. You could, and I had some amps there, and I had he had his pedal board. He plugged up and began to play. I'm like, what is that? He said, dude, listen. And he started playing through and going through some of the presets and the stuff, man. I was like, oh shoot. The next week I had a Helix floor, and began to dig into that thing and figuring out how to make it work for me. So those things have evolved into something amazing. Jonathan's always happy. He's always smiling. Love my buddy Jonathan. My friend back in the day traded a Marshall Plexi head for one of those Line 6. No, Nate. No. No, 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 no. No, he didn't. The Line 6 Spider. No. They should call it the Black Widow. The little peanut looking thing. Or the amp. Oh no, the Spider is the amp. Oh my God, that's the worst. Oh, that's the worst. Those were the worst. There was another amp that had it was another amp that they came out with, some kind of Johnson amp that had all of those different things, and I thought they were horrible. But anyway, that's just my preference. But if it works for you, use it, play it, make it work, have fun with it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh man, that's so crazy. But back to this guitar stuff, man. If it works for you, if you have an Epiphone, if you have a Squire, whatever, because I was I was laughing at my bass player, Thurman Woods. Thurman Woods, great bass player, and he had some great bass guitars, Lakeland, Warwick, and all this stuff. So he ended up coming to church one day, and he had one of those Marcus Miller bass guitars, and I was like, "Oh, you got your copy of a Fender?" And I tease with him all the time because he's a tone snob too. And one thing about Peanut is when I have a guitar, he tells me yay or nay, and I trust him that much. I really do. So when I come to play and we're doing working together, and he says, "Hey man, that guitar cuts it," he said, "That's the one." I keep it because he has great ears. He knows tone. He does sound, but he's a amazing bass player and guitar player and drummer. Just a great all around person. But if he says, "Kevin, that guitar works," like when I took, what did I play? Um, oh, I played my Anderson. I took my Anderson to church the other week, a couple of weeks ago, and I played my Anderson, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He said, "That's the one." Or I actually have two Anderson. One is an older model. One is like a '03 or '02 something. I can't remember what year it is. And it has the mini buckers and a humbucker in the bridge. And he's like, "Yeah, that's the one." And then I bought something else he really liked. And he really liked, oh, the Sir. My Sir classic he really loved. So with a telly, I can get thick tones for solo. Oh, with a telly, you can get tones everywhere. You can get tones everywhere. How long have I been on? 42 minutes. All right, I'm gonna be a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna get off. But with a telly, you can get all kinds of stuff. Just a telly for me is not comfortable. It's just not comfortable for me. It's just like doesn't feel good because I'm a big guy. So I'm real funny when it comes to comfort. And then there's another guitar that um, I would have kind of issues with, and that was um, the Les Paul because of the balance. Those older models were really heavy, and then it kind of felt funny when it came towards the headstock. It just kind of leaned. Um, Parker's is another guitar I owned. Great sounding guitars. I mean, it sounds amazing, but balance wise, it just didn't feel. It felt like a feather. My friend Stanley Cooper out of the DMV, he plays a Parker, and that's all he plays, and he makes it work. I did a couple of sessions with it, with the Parker, and I sold it. But you know what? Those guitars now, man, they are through the roof price wise. Everybody's trying to get them because I believe the builder passed away, if I'm not mistaken. So when someone passes away and you can't get it no more, everybody goes and try to buy it up. All of those instruments, or whether it's a pedal or whatever, people try to jump on that stuff. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Anyone has a comments? Let me go back and make sure that I'm not missing anyone. Questions? Nate, thank you for being so interactive on here. Appreciate it, all you guys. Andrew, all right. Troy, Mexican. Oh, okay, love the Mexican, Troy. Love that Mexican. Me and Peanut be talking, and he said, "What's wrong with the Mexican one?" Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I think I covered everybody's questions. Um, I'm gonna get off here, and I have a. Have you ever heard of Lenny Baruch? No, I'm not familiar, Nate. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me see. Let me see. Never heard, but I'm getting ready to look now. look right now. Oh, okay. Guitarist. Okay. I'm gonna check out some of his stuff. He died in '84. Okay. I'm gonna check him out. I'm definitely gonna check him out. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with me. Appreciate that, Nate. Where do you live, Nate? Where do you live at? Where in the world are you from? Or where do you live? Not where you're from. Because I'm from New York, but I live in North Carolina. Where you from? Or where do you live, I should say? Oh, you're in Maine. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Man, I was up north. I used to live, like I said, I lived in New York. I was in New York. Yeah. I'm from Maine. Do you still live in Maine? Some of the best seafood. Okay. Great. My brother, he lives in out on Long Island, and he does a lot of stuff in Maine and Nantucket and all those areas. He works that area quite a bit. I think he has like a Motown band. Maine, I'm telling you, it gets pretty cold in Maine. I'm here to say, it gets pretty cold. Um, but seafood is great. Seafood is great. Seafood is great. Anyone else have any questions, concerns? Empty, really? How's the music scene there? Is the music scene moving pretty good, or are you playing? Do you play out? Do you do what kind of stuff you doing? Sound like you've been doing this for quite a while. Really educated on your gear and stuff. Do you play out somewhere? Are you working with the artist, or are you an artist? Or, yeah. I wish some of you guys listen. I do a 2 hour session on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1. It's called Fretboard Freedom Lab. If you're interested in checking us out, let us know, man. I'd love to have you join us. What are your thoughts on the PRS SEC? The CE24. I love them. I've seen them. I love them. I've heard them. I'm telling you, I love them, Paul. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. I don't own one, but I heard, and I got a few friends who have purchased one. Yeah, I play in my room mostly, but when I went to school, I took a soul music class. Okay, playing ensembles. Nice, 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 nice. Man, get out of that house, man, and share your gift. Went to Maine Jazz Camp a few years ago. Okay. Man, Nate, get out and share your gift with people. Find you a nice little restaurant, take you a little track and one of your guitars, man, and share your gift with the world. Music makes the world go round. Music makes everything happen. And music makes everything feel. You know what I'm saying? Music, honestly, really makes everything feel. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to catch up on a live. Okay. I'm glad you're here, Paul. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Nate, get out, man. Find you a spot. Nice little cozy spot. Say, listen, I'm going to come in on Friday evenings and just share some music while your people are enjoying their meals or whatever. It's not even a money thing. It's just getting out and just stretching out, and it actually make you a better musician. I'm sure that you're already killer. That's right. Find you a nice church. Yeah, there are always people are looking for guitar players. We are rare. I'm telling you. As much as you may think, or you may think that, oh man, guitar players are plentiful. But listen, a lot of times I get calls from artists and they be like, Kevin, I need a guitar player. I know, I know that you don't go out like that, but can you refer somebody? And I'm really picky when I do a referral because that's people standing on my word. Um, that's people standing on my word saying, hey, I trust you. I trust your judgment. Who can you send my way? And so when I look around this area, I was like, man, no, this I can't do that one, can't do that one, can't do that one. But man, get out there and spread your wings, man. Share your gift with the people. I'm sure that people would love to hear from you. Um, there are 5 guys that I go to in my little church that are far better than I am, but they won't get up. Wow, Paul, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, there are great guitar players out here, but got to be careful. I'm real careful when I refer people to different situations because I want them to really work and I want it to work for them. And most of the people that call me and ask me about this kind of thing, money is really good. I wish there was a church near me that played music. Oh man, I wish it was too, Nate. Look, man, look around. I'm sure. Look around. I'm sure there is somebody that could use your service. Go to the seniors rest homes. Um, Go to the rest homes and or go to the hospitals, and seniors like it. People who are ill, man. I've seen people who have played and actually made folks feel better. Believe it or not, like I said, music makes the world go round. It makes it move. Music makes the world move. I mean, seriously, check it out. Everywhere you go, everything that you do, I promise you, I really, really, really promise you that um, that it makes a difference. It makes a difference. A lot of times what happens is I go to a restaurant and I'm eating, but if I'm with people, even if I'm not with people, I'm listening to what's being played. If I watch television, I'm listening to the commercials. I'm listening to the music in the commercials. So man, it's out there. So don't short yourself, okay? Anything else? Anything else? What? There it is. All right. Hey, Romarcus was good, man. We're talking about gear. We're talking about some friends a friend of mine who said that they wouldn't play certain guitars if it wasn't a core model. But my thing is, if it works, if it sounds good, if it's working, if it's doing what it's supposed to do, if that like I said earlier, riding in a Maybach, Mercedes high end, or Lexus, or a Lamborghini, or whatever. If you go in to the grocery store, you can get in that Lamborghini, get to the grocery store, but you can get it. You get it in a Toyota, and boom, you still can get to that grocery store. May not be as comfortable, but it's still there. I could play some strings. Oh, you play slide. Yeah. But yeah, so that's where we are, Romarcus. Can't wait to see you in class. You're going to be in class today, Romarcus? Am I going to have you in class today? Look forward to it, man. That's why I'm getting ready to jump off here and prepare for our 11 a.m. session. I'm really excited about it. Nate and everybody, thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time, I have an SE Silver Sky. I can't see. Paul, I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you, Paul. I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you, folks sleep on the SE models. They sleep on the SE models. I'm just never getting the feel I want out of an Epiphone or PRS, any Fender at any price point. To be sure about it, not every Gibson or US made core PRS. You know what? I get it. I understand what you're saying. I promise I do. And it's preference, but I challenge you. Um, I really challenge you to pick up the PRS DGT or play the PRS DGT SE. Play those two models. Play the core Silver Sky and the SE model Silver Sky. Play the core model semi-hollow special and play the SE model semi-hollow special. Okay? Try those. If you're a jazz player, try the Broadway or the Joe Pass and see how that feels. Yeah, Paul, the 53 core or the SE. Yeah, try those guitars. I'm telling you, if you and like it's your preference. If that's what your mind, just like I say, I don't like the JC 120, but if your mind is just closed to these things, I don't care what it feels like. I don't care what it feels like. And I had a conversation with a great friend of mine, and one thing that I said to him was, you make the guitar don't make you. So if you put in good stuff more than likely will come out. These years ago, those models weren't as good, but I think today, I don't have a problem with them, and I've had producers, major producers who I've worked with, they absolutely love them. Yeah. You know what? And it really depends. But when I hear someone say that they won't play it because it's this model, because I think they are judging before actually really putting their hands on the instruments and really digging in. Really digging in. I have my core that I'm playing now, my Silver Sky that I've been playing. I played this week. Had a conference that I had to do this week. But yeah, I'm about to get out here too, Nate. I want to kind of grab some breakfast before I get started with the class. But listen, it was great seeing and talking to everyone. Like I was saying, if this is new to you, if you just coming on, please hit that button, notification button, subscribe, because randomly I will come on and do stuff like this, or I'm playing, or I'm teaching, I'm sharing some concepts. Whether you're a beginner or you've been playing for years, listen, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know where you're viewing from. You have questions, hit me up. I love to respond to your information. Blessings to you, Mr. Nate, and everybody who's been on this morning, Saturday morning. We're talking about gear. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, and I hope it's soon. We'll see you. I'm out.